Good morning, everyone.
Good morning.
So I Toastmaster Shiri, your Sergeant in Arms, and I welcome you all to the Invictus Toastmasters Club. And this is meeting number 577. Yes, 577. One quick question. What is known as the building block of our body? Cells. And other? Main thing?
Nutrients.
Nutrients? Yes. Protein, mainly protein. Building block of our body. But our body needs many more things like carbohydrates, like vitamins, minerals, healthy fats, and of course protein. But there is one hero that silently works towards our body. That helps us in our digestion, better immunity, and provide us smooth and consistent energy. That hero is non-negotiable. And can anyone guess what is that non-negotiable hero of our body? Fiber, right? Fiber. Fiber silently strengthens our body. And just like that, here in Toastmaster, our 4 shining core values silently strengthen our club. What are 4 shining core values? Number 1, respect for everyone. Integrity for in every word. Next, excellence in every effort. And last, service to uplift one another. And the mission of Toastmaster is to provide a positive and supportive learning environment to its members to develop their communication and leadership skills, resulting in greater self-confidence and personal growth. And now to keep our meeting smooth, lucid, and well-managed, let us first dot the I's and cross the T's with a few housekeeping rules. And friends, after all, well-managed meeting and quick reminder of housekeeping rules. Always hit the nail on the head when it comes to a well-prepared meeting like this. So first we have to start with a very important housekeeping rule. Number 1 is this is a hybrid meeting. We have online friends also. So please ensure that our online friends feel equally seen, heard, and connected with all of us throughout the meeting. And next, as Toastmaster, we avoid discussing topics like sex, politics, and religion. And we all have 1, 2, maybe 3 mobile phones. Please keep it on silent mode to avoid unnecessary distraction. And please refrain from speaking if someone is here delivering their speech or explaining any rule. And online friends, please add TM guest before your name and your role next to you for easy identification. And please mute your mic if you are not speaking, and please keep your cameras on while you are speaking. And friends, if you have any technical problem, please feel free to contact our tech master or host of the meeting. And now, clap wholeheartedly after every appreciation is Toastmasters culture, and we have to follow this beautiful tradition. And next is Toastmaster Rajinder. Handshake. Handshake is a must. Handshake is a must here when coming on and off the stage. First handshake means all the best. And second handshake means well done. You have done a very good job. Well done. And now it is time to welcome our very talented, very dear presiding officer. But before I invite her, I would like you all to close your eyes and think one word for her. 3 seconds. For one word for her. One word for our very dear presiding officer. I will ask. Yes, close down. Okay. Now, I would like to say that our presiding officer is truly perspicacious, because perspicacious people always read between the lines to understand things deeply, and she beautifully reflects that quality. So, what word came in your mind? Raise your hand.
She's fascinating everything she does.
Very good.
She's very kind.
Very kind.
Supportive.
Very supportive, right?
Supporting.
Very good. Exactly. Anyone from online? What do you want to say about our very dear presiding officer? Yes, confident, very nice.
Dynamic.
Anyone? Dynamic. Anyone? Yes, you are thinking and you know you want to tell many things. I know that. But this time I get many words which definitely describe her beautifully. So please welcome our presiding officer, Toastmaster Dr. Sangeeta.
Thank you, Toastmaster Shireen. What is my full name? Sangeeta Sharma. And thank you for reflecting my surname. And I'm so shy right now that while coming here, I was like, how would I see everyone? But yes, thank you for all the love and support. And welcome to the 577th meeting of Invictus Toastmasters Club. Right now, I would want to reveal something that you all will go crazy. Take out your phone. Everyone, take out your phone. And go to Google or whatever browser you use and type dashboards.toastmasters.org. Dashboards.toastmasters.org. Okay. Now you will see a search option on the left side. Type Invictus.
What?
Yes. Dashboards.toastmasters.org. And type Invictus in the search and click OK. You will get the details of Invictus. What do you see? What is the first word that you see? Yes, we are spread. And do you know what does medley distinguished means for a club? We are not only performing the best, we are the best. And very handful number of clubs can reach to that level. And when I saw this, because I was also in talks with a lot of district leaders, and they were asking favors from me, like, you know, we want your clubs to have at least these many members, we want your clubs to be at this position, and nothing is more proud than to hear something like this. Because nothing is beyond medley, everything is after, like everything is before medley. And we have reached the highest recognized club. And what comes to your mind after learning that your club is medley distinguished? What I would say is, when I was nominated for president, and in that vow, I just said, like in my speech, that I would want our club to be medley distinguished. First of all, thank you for voting, because that also would put me in a lot of pressure, because many clubs think attaining all the DCP goals. For example, we have 10 DCP goals that are educational goals of any members. So what happens is, for example, any members who comes to our club, they should be completing their goals. They should complete their pathways. It's not just taking just the smaller roles, also the bigger roles. And for me, when I went to the club officer training, for me, I was like, DCP goals are very easy. And they said DCP goals are the hardest. And we were the first clubs to complete the 10 DCP goals in October. The next challenge was the members. And yes, we completed the members now. And we are more than what Smedley requires. But I want to thank who participated in this. I want to thank Toastmaster Shireen for coming before 11, setting up and making the role of Sa the best, because I, as a president, was accountable to her. If I am late even 5 minutes, she would ask me, where are you? And the best thing is that we all are accountable to each other, not only to ourselves, but to all the members. So thank you, Toastmaster Shireen, for starting meeting exactly at 11:30 every single time. Now I want to thank Toastmaster Deepak, for whom our PR group was so well recognized. Are we audible? Because I think so I am stuck. Could anyone
I don't know if
confirm?
I don't know if it's just for me, but I can't see you. We can hear you. Others can confirm if that's the
Yes,
case.
you are
Okay.
frozen. So now you are completely not visible. Yeah.
Okay. Toastmaster Bhavani, could we start your tab? Okay, we'll just change the network. This one. Are we audible and visible?
Yes,
Yes.
but you may want to remove the background filter.
Yes, now we are audible, I guess. Where is Yeah. Are we audible and visible both, right?
Yes, perfect.
Thank you. Thank you so much. Anyways, I want to thank Toastmaster Deepak for making our social group so visible that majority of the clubs to ask me, how do you do that? And all thanks to Toastmaster Deepak. I want to also thank the rest of the EC members, our VP membership, Toastmaster Laksh, who made it possible, because I gave him a challenge that we need these many members and you know how to do it. I won't come in between your role. You are free to do whatever you want. And with that, Toastmaster Shraddha, who helped us to attain this, then I want to thank Toastmaster all the EC members, like Sakshi was there and Toastmaster Tushit was there. Tushit was handling our treasurer, and yes, I can see that. And Toastmaster Sakshi was handling as secretary. And with that, I want to thank Toastmaster Aman, who was our previous secretary and did a fantabulous job. I want to thank Toastmaster Bhavani. I want to thank Toastmaster Pooja and Subodh for being such a wonderful people. I want to thank Toastmaster Paris. I want to thank Toastmaster Rajinder, Toastmaster Johnny, Toastmaster Yuvraj, Toastmaster Tanish, Toastmaster Risal, our VP Ed, who taught everyone how to use Basecamp, and who is also our VP Ed, will be giving a speech on how the rules and responsibilities. I want to thank each and every members who are present here and who are not here at this moment. Thank you for getting us this medley distinguished. Now, before we start the meeting, I can see a few guests who are here. So I would want you to come here, introduce yourself, how you came to know about our club, and what are your expectations. So let's clap for our first guest. Please, would you come?
I used to do Toastmasters back in college, and it's been almost 6 years since I've stepped onto the stage for the sake of a speechless. That's why when I had come to Delhi, I thought I should look for a club And the first thing that I went on was the Instagram, and then I saw a few people who won awards, I think so. One of the things that and also the bright faces that I saw on the page that led me to it. My name is Ayush Ranjan, and I'm from Kanpur, Uttar Pradesh. But I've been staying in New Delhi for my office work, and I also act with the alumnus of the National School of Drama. So yeah, I mean, and the other thing that brought me here is I've been behind the laptop for almost 6 years now, and that has made me go back into the cocoon I was once in. I just want to come out of it and be comfortable on the stage yet again. Thank you.
Have you noticed one thing? Once a Toastmaster, always a Toastmaster. No R's, no ums, no filler words. This is what Toastmaster gives you. Even after 6 years, we never felt like you are coming after 6 years. Because the filler words are so attuned with our mind that we start pausing instead of using the filler words. And now all the new members, you know your future. And now I would want to call guest Shubhayan. Thank you.
Good morning, everyone. Am I audible and visible?
And
Yes, sure.
Good morning once again. My name is Shubhayan Chakraborty. I am not a Toastmaster of District 41 yet. I am a Toastmaster of District 98. I belong to a corporate club and I am the current president as well as an area director. But I will be shifting to Delhi soon, in fact, probably by the end of this month. So I decided to get in touch with a few area directors. In fact, your own area director, Toastmaster Atul, who is also a member of this club, and he recommended that I attend one of the meetings. And I must say that I am loving it so far. And congratulations once again to the entire XCOM team for achieving medley distinguished, as explained by our presiding officer, Toastmaster Sangeeta. This is the highest notch that a club can achieve for itself, starting from this current program here. So kudos to everyone. And I do look forward to attending the meetings physically and become a member. So I already had a discussion with Toastmaster Atul regarding this. So I will likely be joining the club by the end of the month.
Sure, thank you.
Yeah, that's about me. Back to you, presiding officer.
So the Toastmaster Shraddha or Toastmaster Lakshman connected. Thank you. And now we have Toastmaster Manish. Could you introduce yourself?
Good morning, everyone. I am Manish Khandelwal. This is my first Toastmaster meeting as a guest, and I want to join Toastmaster Club because I want to improve my public speaking, communication skills, and confidence. I'm very excited to join today's meeting and learn from all of you guys. Thank you.
Thank you. Now we also have two other guests. Could you introduce yourself?
My name is Ulfa.
Okay. Now, let's start the meeting. And before we go further, we are talking about the roles and responsibilities of every EC members so that you can nominate yourself for the post. And for that, we will start with Star, who is the most important because she is the one who starts the meeting on time, no matter what. So let's call Toastmaster Shiri. Thank you.
Hello everyone. Online friends, hello. So, have you ever wondered why a beautiful journey begins smoothly? Because someone prepares the path. Am I right? Agree with me? And here in Toastmaster, our EC members play the role by helping create discipline, warmth, and readiness so everyone can participate with confidence. Here also, am I right? Yes. And now let me ask you a simple question. Have you ever attended a meeting where everything was organized, welcoming, and started on time? This is the meeting. Doesn't it feel wonderful? Behind such meetings, there is always preparation, teamwork, and responsibility. Agree? That is the role of EC members. And every EC member is responsible for this. They are doing their job beautifully and with responsibility. I'm proud of it. And as a sergeant at arms, I got the opportunity to experience this very closely. From helping create a welcoming atmosphere to ensuring the meeting begins smoothly, I realized that even a small responsibility can make a big difference. Let me ask you one more question. Can any meeting truly become successful without discipline and preparedness? No. I also think no. As a teacher and while performing the role of sergeant at arms, this role reminded me once again that four very important things. One is discipline. Second is punctuality, preparedness, and fairness. And I must say that whether we are a student, we are teacher, or professionals, or homemaker, or senior citizen, whatever we are, these four qualities of life we must have in every field of life. And I truly believe we do this. We agree with this. And honestly, this role, Sergeant at Arms role, reminded me of these values once again in a beautiful way. Sometimes in life, we already know something, but a role like this help us practice it with a greater awareness and responsibility. Agree? That is why this role is very important. We can learn from this role. Responsibility, discipline, preparedness, awareness, and fairness. I feel very proud that I performed this role with great enthusiasm. This journey taught me responsibility, again, I will tell you, teamwork, and the importance of being ready to serve others with sincerity. And finally, I would like to say one beautiful thing. An EC member is not just a role. An EC member follows the code of care. Code of care, C-A-R-E, care. C means commitment towards duties. A means accountability for actions. And R means responsibility for the club. And E means encouragement for every member. So let me ask you one final question. Can a club grow without people who care? Yes, you are right. Answer is no. We need some members who care for club. That so that we all can care for club and care. We are just like a family. So in the end, I would like to thank my family member, my Toastmaster family member. Thank you very much for giving me this chance to learn and grow. Thank you so much. Thank you, Honorable Chairman.
And we don't have Laksh at this moment, but this role will be filled by Toastmaster Shraddha, who would be telling you about the roles and responsibilities of the VP membership. Kindly share only the roles and responsibilities, and yes, you could also share a takeaway. Yes, Toastmaster Shraddha.
Thank you, Toastmaster Sangeeta. So, as the VP memberships, there are three aspects of the role: before the meeting, during the meeting, and after the meeting. So, before the meeting, what happens is the guests or potential members contact you because your number would be there on the group or website. So when they contact you, they would be curious about what the club is about, what happens, and everything and anything. So you need to be prepared to take that call, talk to those potential members, and then answer their questions, whatever there is. Be prepared with that question and be happy to answer those, because they are someone who are, you were once there at that position. So from that mindset, try to answer those questions. After that, once they know what the membership and everything is about, you add them to the group and you tell them that this is the location and how they can reach to and attend the meeting. When those potential members or guests are at the meeting, you support them, you answer any question and ensure that every member present in the meeting have at least said a hi to that guest, because they need to feel inclusive, right? Because they are already stranger in that place, so they need to feel that they are welcomed and encouraged. So they need to feel the loving environment. After that, once you have introduced them to the all the members in the during the meeting, it's after the meeting. After the meeting, you need to ensure either you follow up with them or they, if they ask you any question, be ready to answer those as well. They might ask you the same question again, but you need to be kind and caring and happily answer those questions again and again until it's very clear to them. Because it is a commitment that one gives, so there'll be doubts and there'll be questions whether to join or not. You need to be answering and available for that. So with this responsibility, not just teaches us to talk to strangers. Like once you would not be able to go and talk to someone whom you don't know. But after this role, I now enjoy talking to strangers because it's easier now for me to understand them, to see how other people are feeling and answer their questions. It also teaches your ability to answer quick questions. They might ask you any random question about thing about membership. So it also helps you think on your feet and be quickly answering. Third, it builds network. Even if they join or not, you know somebody who is a lawyer who might wanted to join. They have not joined, but they have joined, but you know them closer enough now than anyone else. And fourthly, the joy of helping someone become a member so that they can reach the potential that they aim for is it's beyond anything else. It's just so fruitful, and I would encourage anyone who wants to improve this skill of theirs or want to help others become grow in the potential area. So feel free to take this role, and I'm always available if you need any guidance as to how to execute. I wish all the best to whoever is contesting for this. All right, thank you.
Thank you, Toastmaster Shraddha, who is such an confidant to me as well, because whenever there is any new member prospects, I share the details with her because I also get a lot of now calls and networks. So I share. And with that, I also want to thank Toastmaster Kanish because he also handles, no one knows that he also handles a lot of associate memberships, then educational ones, and even PR. So thank you, Toastmaster Kanish, as well. Now, before we start the meeting, the Toastmaster meetings has 3 sections. And the first section is prepared speeches, that's P. Then the second section is impromptu speeches, the table topic round. The first prepared speech is all about the members who will prepare the speech. The second impromptu is any members can participate. And that would let you think on your toe because it's very important. You get 2 minutes to talk about it, the topic that you get. And the third and most scary for me is the evaluation section, where you get evaluated on how to improve. Because again, feedbacks are very important and we always give constructive feedback so that we also improve ourselves. Now, before we go on, let's call our general evaluator, Toastmaster Yuvraj.
Good morning, everyone. I hope am I audible, online members and offline. So I'm playing the role of a journal evaluator. What is the role of journal evaluator? Is to evaluate the overall meeting. So I have a tag team of 4 Oxford players. It is timer, R counter, grammarian, and listener. Firstly, I would like to call the R counter of today's meeting is Toastmaster Subodh.
Hi, fellow Toastmasters and online members and guests. Actually, filler word and repetitive word can have some negative effect on speaking. So they really like reduce clarity and weakens confidence, makes speech less concise, and distract the audience. So I am a counter on today meeting, and my role is to make to note the repetitive word and filler word like and I mean like, and I will share my report after this session. Thank you so much.
Thank you, Toastmaster support for introducing the role. Now, I would like to call the grammarian of today's meeting as Toastmaster Rajinder.
A philosopher once said, half of the philosophy is good grammar. Good afternoon, Toastmasters and guests. I'm Rajinder Kaur, and today I've taken the role of grammarian. And the responsibility of a grammarian is to find out the good and not so good use of grammar. I will look for some exceptional words, phrases, and sentences that you'll use, and also point out some grammatical errors, which some of us we are all learning, so we might make. So today's word of the day is lucid. It means we express clearly or easy to understand. Some other synonyms are clear, understandable, articulate, transparent. Example sentence would be a lucid speech made a complex topic easy for everyone to understand. And there is idiom of the day. Hit the nail on the head. To say or do exactly the right thing. I'll give you an example. A lucid speaker often hit the nail on the head by explaining ideas with clarity and precision. I would encourage each one of you to please use the word of the day and idiom of the day. And at the end of the meeting, I'll give the report when generally we're able to come on the stage. Thank you.
Toastmaster Rajinder. Now I would like to call the listener of today's meeting, that is Toastmaster Namra.
Thank you so much, Toastmaster Raj. Good morning, dear Toastmasters and guests. My name is Toastmaster Namra, and I'm the listener for today's meeting. Not many people think the listener role is very easy. Just sit there and listen. Oh, really? There's like saying a detective just walking around at things. While you were enjoying speeches, laughing at jokes, and planning what snack to eat after a meeting. We all do. I was busy collecting informations like the FBI of Toastmaster. I listened carefully, I took notes, and I observed. And most importantly, I prepared questions that will make some of you suddenly find the flow very interesting. Thank you so much. I will be back with my questions when the journal evaluator call me up. Back to the journal evaluator.
Thank you, Toastmaster Namra. Now I would like to call the timer of today's meeting as Toastmaster John.
Good morning, everyone. Clock is not our enemy. Clock is the best partner. Time is the money. Time is the power. Time is the opportunity. Time is the skill. So I am here not to cut off you between, just to tell you what is the right time to stop. For table topic speakers, that maximum duration will be 2 minutes. At 1 minute, sorry, yeah, at 1 minute I will show the green card. 1 minute 30 seconds I will show the yellow card. At the 2 minute I will show the red card. Okay. For prepared speeches, the time duration will be 5 to 7 minutes. So 5 minutes I will show the green card, and 6 minutes I will show the yellow card, and the 7 minutes I will show the red card. The evolution will be 2 to 3 minutes. At 2 minutes, I will show the green card. 2 minutes 30 second yellow card, and 3 minutes I will show the red card. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Toastmaster Johnny, for introducing the role. Now I will come with my report at the end of the meeting So I would like to hand over the stage to Toastmaster Sangeeta.
Thank you, Toastmaster Yuvraj, for bringing so much of energy in the meeting that I also feel it. And thank you for charging the stage. And now let's start with our speeches. To let our first speaker come here, we'll call the evaluator. So our evaluator is sitting straight next to me. So Toastmaster Paras as the first evaluator.
Good afternoon, everyone, and dear guests. Let me ask you a question. How many of you have ever held a leadership role? Let me ask you another question. How many of you have ever held a leadership role without the authority or a title? Don't worry if you haven't, because our next lucid speech that would be delivered by Toastmaster Bhavani would tell you how your actions can actually help you to lead with your leadership skills. The title of the speech is Leading Without a Title. Bhavani would be delivering a level 2 project 2 speech. The objective of this speech is to demonstrate that leadership is about influence, service, and supporting others rather than holding a position or authority. Timer, please note, the duration of this speech is 5 to 6 minutes, and I would finally come up to present my evaluation report when called upon by General One. Over to you.
And now, without any further ado, let's call our speaker number 1, Toastmaster Bhavani. Toastmaster Bhavani, leading without title, leading without
Thank you so much, Anita. Good morning, fellow Toastmasters and guests. So, as a part of my leadership pathway, I had to fill up a questionnaire to see what is my leadership style. So I filled up this questionnaire, and the results reveal that my leadership style is democratic and innovative. Frankly speaking, I was expecting that my leadership style would be fluid because I never had faith in reality. So I thought, let me discover what is leadership. Now, to be honest, I have never taken a leadership position, and whenever I was given one, I always said, no, give someone else a chance. Because I was terrified. I didn't know how to lead it. And I thought that maybe I never had the quality in me to be a great leader. I was always filled with this self-doubt, self-sabotaging thoughts. And one day I realized that I need to change myself. And that's the reason I joined Toastmasters. Leadership, development, and that is my path. Now, when I talk about leadership roles, in my current work, we deal everything from registering a birth of a citizen to death of a citizen and any drama that happens in between. And I would like to talk about an incident that I handled. It was a missing citizen, and we get a call from professor of a university in the US, and he mentioned that this elderly US citizen, he was supposed to join the university. He had come to India, and after that, they don't know about his whereabouts. I asked him, sir, where in India has he traveled? And he said, ma'am, I only know that he traveled to India. And I was like, sir, India is a big country. You need to tell me which state we are. And he said, I'm sorry, ma'am, all I have is his name, his date of birth, and that's all. So whenever we have such problems or such cases, we work as a team. So I went up to my team and I said, we have a missing case. All we have is the name, the date of birth, and that he's a professor. So I said, I asked my officer, let's pull out all the records and see whether we have any Indian contacts or any Indian addresses in his records. So my officer pulled all his passport applications from the past and we went through each and every application. None had an Indian address or an Indian contact. And my boss looked at me and said, "Oh, honey, we don't have a big breakthrough in this case. We need more information." I looked at the application. One thing struck me. That was, he was born in Ayodhya. And I was like, if someone is born in Ayodhya, he'll definitely visit his hometown. So I talked to my supervisor, why don't we call the assistant and see if we get a bit right? So he said, it's up to you. You can go ahead and order it. So I called the SSP of Ayodhya and I gave him the information that, see, sir, we have a missing case, we have a professor. The detail that I have is his name, date of birth. His next question was, Madam, address. I was like, sorry, sir, I don't have that. Madam, contact number. Sir, he has a US number, but it's not reachable. Madam, any other detail that you can provide? Sorry, sir, I don't have any. For a moment, there was silence, and then we both started laughing, and it's like, I'll give it a try, ma'am. Let me see what else I can do. I said, I know, sir, you can do magic, and I expect that magic. Later on, I started working on other cases, and around 1.5 hours later, I get a call from the SSP saying that, Madam, we found the case. And I said, okay, I would like to speak to him. And he's like, my person is going to his address and we'll have you get in touch with this. And you won't believe, when I spoke to this elderly professor, he was so polite and he said, Vita, I wasn't feeling well. I had my plans to go back to the US today, but because my health was not in a good condition, I couldn't travel. And I informed him, sir, Professor so-and-so has given us a call and he's really worried about the welfare. So if you could update him about his status, that would be really great. And he was like, yes, thank you so much. I don't know how to thank you enough. I'll definitely give him a call and update him about my status. That day I realized that when you get the job done, the satisfaction you get in this job is not, you cannot match it with anything. I really liked the way he spoke, and I remembered the conversation we had. A few years later, I picked up a call from his relative who was informing us that he's no more. And it was very strange. When you deal with citizen services, you handle not only birth of a US citizen, but also death of a US citizen. And in some way, you get connected to people. And for me, talking to that person and making his final documents, I was really deeply touched. And what leadership actually taught me was, at times, you may not have any answer, but you just need to give it a try. Maybe there is some solution lies. Thank you, everyone. Thank you for.
Wow, that is such an amazing case that Toastmaster Bhavani shared. And hi, Toastmaster. We used to have such conversation while having our lunch after Toastmasters meeting. But thank you for sharing such detailed case study. We really loved it. Now it's time for feedback to Toastmaster Bhavani. Let's share some good words in our guest group. If someone is not in the guest group, Shatma, could you help everyone? Are you in the guest group? Thank you. Yes, thanks. Now let's call our second evaluator before calling our second speaker. And our second evaluator is Toastmaster Shivi.
Hello friends, hello online friends. Our next speaker is known for her confident and lucid communication and graceful presence and supportive nature in our club because she is our VP Education, Toastmaster Risal. And today, our speaker is presenting a speech from the Presentation Mastery Pathway, Level 3, Project 2, Part 2, under the elective project Deliver Social Speeches. And the objective of this speech is for the member to practice delivering social speeches in front of club members. So, title is very interesting, not very easy. Title is It's Complicated. And our speaker will be speaking for 5 to 7 minutes. Toastmaster Risal, all the best. Thank you for this. Over to you.
Our star has already shared that we need to clap. Now let's call our second speaker, Toastmaster Risal. Before that, I would pin her. Toastmaster Risal, it's complicated. It's complicated, Toastmaster Risal. Please go.
Thank you, Toastmaster.
Toastmaster Risal, you are
The love-hate relationship between me and Delhi. Can you hear me? Hi, could you please confirm if you can hear me? Okay, great. When I told my parents that I had gotten admission for my master's course in Delhi, they looked at me and asked, "Really, Risal, out of all the places in the world, you chose Delhi?" To be fair, it's not like I loved coming here. It was purely circumstantial. I moved here with the apprehensions, and my extended relatives thought that this decision was blasphemous, considering how infamous Delhi was for all the wrong reasons. And honestly, when I first came here, it was worse than I imagined. Discriminatory, judgmental, manipulative, money minded landlords used diarrhea, aggressive and entitled people, and air that was practically unbreathable. Weather felt like Sahara Desert during summers and Antarctica during winters. I have not visited either of these places, but you get what I mean. Everything was fake here, from paneer to people. I came to know about the existence of this very peculiar dish that only you found mainly in Delhi. Before that, I never knew that existed. Soya chop. Slimy in appearance and with almost zero nutritional value. I strongly believe it should be renamed as Maida chop. And one more thing about puffs being called patties. Now, logically, shouldn't anything puffy be called puff and anything flat be called patties? Why would you call puffs as patties? Another thing that I hated about Delhi streets is that walking on streets of Delhi, it feels like a game of hopscotch. I spend my time carefully avoiding the puddles and the decorative patches of spit while living in constant fear that a Pan Parag waterfall descending upon me in projectile motion might come any moment from a balcony or some vehicle. I was wondering, why did Delhi Sultanates even decide to conquer this place? And why would anybody, like, why would millions of people voluntarily move here? After completing my master's, I told myself, that's it. I'm leaving this dreaded place. I'm leaving Delhi forever. I packed my bags, I vacated my room, and I left. A few months later, I got in Delhi, and I had no choice but to come back again. 6 months passed, and once again I announced, this time I'm never coming back. I packed my bags, vacated my room, and left. Applied for multitude of jobs again in multiple places across India. And somehow, only the Delhi jobs accepted me. Once again, I fell into this trap. At this point, I have started to suspect that maybe Delhi has some attachment issues. No matter how much I try to leave, it somehow finds a way to lure me back. Maybe I should adopt a reverse psychology strategy. Perhaps if I start proclaiming my undying love for Delhi, the universe will finally allow me to move out. And just like that, 4 years have gone by. But somewhere along the way, my opinion slowly, marginally changed. I started feeling like maybe Delhi is not that entirely terrible. Maybe some of the liking is acquired. But more importantly, I did meet some incredible people who became instrumental in my growth and in my learning. I made memories, I made friendships, and one such place is the Invictus Toastmasters Club. Thank you for making me hate Delhi 5% less and making life in this borderline unlivable city a little more livable. But jokes aside, living in Delhi did teach me many things the hard way. But I still don't know whether Delhi and I are soulmates or simply stuck in a toxic relationship. I do not know what the future holds, whether Delhi and I will finally part ways. But despite all of these differences, I am grateful for every experience, the learning that I had, the good and the not so good experiences. So again, 4 years ago, when my parents asked me, really, Risal, out of all the places in the world, you chose Delhi? And maybe after 4 years, I can finally answer them, no, I did not choose Delhi. Delhi chose me again and again. Thank you. Back to you, Toastmaster Sangeeta. You're on mute.
Yeah. Are we audible? Yes. Thank you, Toastmaster Rasal. I was about to say universe did an Uno reverse, but no, it's Invictus Toastmasters did Uno reverse to you. Thank you for staying in Delhi and letting us know you as well. And such an amazing metaphorical, literal speech she has given. Amazing usage of adverbs and adjectives that I cannot stop revering. Thank you, Toastmaster Risal. And now time to give feedback to her. So Please note you have 60 seconds to write the amazing feedback in the guest group. Thank you, Mr. John. Now let's move on to our final speech, but before that, let's call the evaluator, Toastmaster Deepak. Toastmaster Deepak, you are not audible. You are not audible, Toastmaster Deepak.
Now audible?
Yes, you are audible now. Please go ahead.
Okay. So today we witnessed the amazing speech by Toastmaster Bhavani on communication, on a leadership style, and then the humorous speech by Toastmaster Risal. Now our third speaker is going to talk about communication. Now in Toastmasters, the beauty is you get the best of both worlds, communication and leadership. Earlier we talked about leadership. Now we are going to talk about communication style. And Toastmaster Shraddha, our speaker number 3, is going to deliver her project number 2, level 2, from her pathway dynamic leadership. Her speech objective is sharing her communication style. The title is very interesting, Power of Being Heard. And that's what all we want, right? We want to be heard. And the duration timer, please close it 5 to 7 minutes. I wish the speaker all the best. And with this, I would like to hand over the stage back to Toastmaster of the day, Toastmaster Sangeeta.
Thank you, Toastmaster Shraddha, Power of Being Heard, Power of Being the Toastmaster.
Thank you, Toastmaster Sangeeta. Good afternoon, everyone. I request you all to close your eyes and imagine. Imagine that you had a week full of deadline, pressure, and a lot of challenges. And there is weekend. You want to share all of it, all of these pressure with your friends, and you meet 2 of your friends. Keep your eyes closed. You meet those 2 friends, you share everything. You went out, and in the middle, those 2 friends interrupt you, judge you, ask you questions like, why are you feeling this way, Shraddha? Why did you do this? You should not have feel so much pressure. Why are you overthinking? And in the middle of the conversation, you start feeling alone. And imagine the second scenario. Those same set of friends are listening to you patiently, kindly, asking you thoughtful questions, and just being there. Now open your eyes. How many of you want to be friends with batch 1? How many of you wants to be friends with batch 2? Well, me too. I would also want to be friends with this batch too, because after talking to them, the deadlines did not change. The pressure, the challenges did not change. But I felt calmer and more stronger because they were giving me the greatest gift of all, the gift of presence, the gift of being felt and heard. And this does not happen, and this happens in every day of our lives. Our parents, our mothers, they would cut fruit for us just because we are busy with our work. When we talk to them, just by listening to us, they ask, "What happened? Are you okay?" Our fathers would fill the fridge entirely with mangoes just because it's our favorite. The friend would save that seed for us because we are getting late. And that sibling with whom you would fight the entire day would save that last piece of chocolate just because it's your favorite chocolate. It is the power of being heard. People, they are not doing much. There is no action as such, there is no words as such involved. But the action here is speaking louder than words. We are feeling loved and being cared for. This is the greatest gift we can get. And from these incidents, I've realized that in leadership as well, it is important to be empathetic, to make others feel seen and heard, listening to them before responding to them. And I decided to to put it into practice while I was mentoring a junior in my work. I was listening to them, I was being kind, and the feedback I would give, I would ensure to take into consideration what will happen to their mindset after listening to the feedback. It was going all fine, but I was coming out to be someone who was too soft, and people were overstepping me. People were thinking that she is very kind. I think she does not deserve to be in this leadership position. That's when I realized that being empathetic is good, but there is one pinch of salt that needs to be added, and that pinch of salt is being assertive. And being assertive and being empathetic can go hand in hand. You can choose to be kind and choose to say things which are right. I decided to give feedback which was kind enough, which was with good words, kind words, but they were also the correct feedback. I was not just saying that you did a great job to the junior, I was also saying that you did a good job, but next time we can also try to include this touch in our work. You can also try to make the presentation more approachable, more presentable. I also learned that it is I'm not the responsible one to take all the responsibility on my shoulders. If they say that I am overwhelmed, instead of just saying, okay, let me give the task, I'll complete it for you, I decided to say, I know you are overwhelmed. Take your time and let's just plan how to meet the deadline by this Friday. This was the power of getting things done, but without judging the person, without making them feel unseen, but getting things done. I realized that if I mix both empathy and assertiveness into my leadership style and communication style, I can do a better job. So my leadership style is empathy and and assertiveness. What is your leadership? Thank you. Over to you.
Thank you, Toastmaster Shraddha. I think so. She is one of the best leaders that we have in our Toastmasters. And let's give her a wonderful feedback with me. And after you share your feedback, I'll share the voting for the best speakers. And I know it is extremely tough. Thank you, Toastmaster Johnny. I am sharing the vote for the best speaker. Have many members. I need everyone's vote. Yes, everyone can. Actually, everyone must. Please show a thumbs up if you all have voted. You can also vote. Are you not in the group? Okay. Shall could you help? Yeah. And what about online members? Have you voted?
It was a tough call, but we have voted.
Really tough. Especially when I have suggested only one vote per member. Is the time over? Okay. Now we can go to the second segment, but before going to the second segment, we have learned about the roles and responsibilities of Sergeant at Arms and PP membership. The next, I would invite Toastmaster Aman to share the roles and responsibilities for a secretary, because when he was the secretary, I didn't even look after the attendance of the club. And thank you, Toastmaster Aman. The stage is yours. Please share the roles and responsibilities of a secretary.
Thank you, Toastmaster Sangeeta. Hello, everyone. A very good afternoon. I was the secretary for the previous term, and in this term also, I was appointed this task. So, as a secretary, as Toastmaster Sangeeta mentioned, one of the tasks is keeping a track of all the attendees. That includes the members and the guest, and also the members present online and offline both. But I want to tell you that as a secretary, it's not just about keeping a track record of the members present. It's much beyond this. Beyond this, you have to take notes, maintain minutes of the meeting, that we are having, and also the executive committee meetings that we have outside of this meeting, wherein we plan, we bring ideas, brainstorm on ideas, and then turn them into actionables. So, taking these notes, making minutes of the meeting, documenting everything is very much important as a secretary. Apart from this, we also need to maintain a roster of all the active and present members in the club. Many times we see a new member is added, and many times some people also leave due to whatsoever reason. So that needs to be updated and kept handy all the time. So these are the key roles and responsibilities of a secretary. And all the if there's any query, any related information, basically a secretary is the person who has all the relevant information of the club members. If the president or the area district level seniors, they have any query regarding club, so secretary is the go-to person, and they also roll out the correspondence, letters, minutes of the meetings, as I mentioned. That's all from my side. Over to Toastmaster Sangeeta.
Thank you, Toastmaster Aman. Thank you, Toastmaster Aman, for sharing. And Toastmaster Aman also took he was a mentee under Toastmaster Atul as well for secretary role, and he was so passionate about the role that I didn't even talk to him about any other responsibilities because his responsibilities was just coming and it was so visible. He did everything back end, but he was the person who proposed the 4 rules for our club. One of them is the timings, and therefore we have actually maintained the time streak forever after that. So thank you, Toastmaster Aman. Also take you with the roles and responsibilities of a treasurer because last tenure as well, I handled few of the tasks of treasurer, and even this time I'm also handling because our treasurer didn't renew his membership because he was going outside and he wanted to go to an international club because he is going outside. Okay, now how much do we spend in this club? Does anyone know other than me and few of the EC members? Where does the money come from? How much is the cost of the venue? What happens if we lose out money more than getting members? That is the roles and responsibilities of a treasurer. Treasurer is one of the most important EC person because of whom we can actually have the meetings in place, or else we would be bankrupt by now. Trust me, there have been a lot of problems that have been coming up a few months back when the dollars hit so high and our rupee felt so low. And telling you very honestly, we were actually helpless, and I was literally so helpless. I went to the district leaders asking what can we do to save our taxes, and he gave an amazing scenario on how to help, and definitely now we can save tax, but also you need to have communication with your president if you see that we are spending more than getting money. You must be thinking where your fees goes. So 95% of your fees goes to the Toastmaster International because they charge a particular fees. The rest 5%, and this time it was not even 5%. It was like we just could get less than 300 rupees from a member. Therefore, it was extremely hard for us to sustain this club. And now we have found out a solution on how to be tax free. And I could also share this technique. To be tax free, we have to suggest our address as Nepal. That is the only thing that we can be tax free for now because we have to pay $11 tax plus the forex charge. Therefore, we were left with nothing from many of the members. Therefore, definitely I did support a little, but that is not something that you have to do because I really felt my duty to support this club. But again, I went to the district leaders and they helped a lot. And I would also want to thank our district and division directors who helped us to pay the fees as well on time because they also have a zero forex card. Therefore, a treasurer has to be extremely transparent with the money matters and extremely transparent to first president and even to the EC. Therefore, we can handle a lot of things with everyone's support. So that is the roles and responsibilities of a treasurer. Again, if you nominate yourself for being a treasurer, you'll also have a club leader training, right? So you would also learn a lot on how to sustain the club because I didn't go for the treasurer training. I went for president training. I just had to look at the book, the leadership handbook, to understand all the roles and responsibilities. So I can share based on that. Now let's go for our second session. What is the second session? Yes, but before that, as we are similarly distinguished, we can have a happy dance, right? So please get up everyone because I can see, I understand roles and responsibilities meeting is too heavy on you all. But let's stand and just, even online members, you can just stand and, groove on anything that you like. Groove on the beat of air. So please stand up. Let's, jiggle ourselves. I'm very poor with dancing, so I'll still do something. Yes, Toastmaster Aman, this was also good. I just cheated. So we can just, let ourselves free because I understand it's kind of heavy today. Yeah. Music, the music is us. We got medley, we got medley. We can do that. We got medley. We have a singer. We have a singer, but if we have to sing a song, then we can do because we had a lot of challenges. We can do. We shall overcome. We shall overcome. We shall overcome someday. Oh, my heart, I do believe we shall overcome someday. Thank you so much. It's really
No, I think I can climb the Mount Everest. So pumped up.
yes. Now let's start our second session and let's call our Toastmaster, sorry, table topic master of the day, Toastmaster Tanit.
So today I got to know how many shy people are there when it comes to dancing. All right. So I'm the table topic master. I don't know about Sangeeta, but most of us are actually afraid of table topics more than the evaluations. And who else want to volunteer for the table topics? Yeah, you should.
There are other, like, you can just tell.
There will be a chance after this speech. All right, is it okay? What responsibility do leaders when their team fails? What responsibility do leaders have when their team fails? Good afternoon, everyone. It's good to see you all. How are you all? Good. Leadership and responsibility. How many of you have heard about the name Hooli? How many of you have heard about the name Pied Piper? And how many of you have heard about Silicon Valley? There is this TV show called Silicon Valley, which has got this two set of companies called Hooli and Pied Piper. And I am really someone who doesn't really watches all of the movies and TV shows that just go around in the world. And I'll just pick a few of them and I'll just rewatch the same again and again. So for the past few weeks, I've been rewatching this show called Silicon Valley. And to just give you a gist, there's this guy, Richard Hendricks, super cool, super intelligent guy, who has built an amazing algorithm that can solve a lot of problems on it. Hooli is a company that offers him $10 million for his algorithm, but he refuses that and instead he decides to build his own company, a company which is called Pied Piper. And I would highly suggest you guys to watch that TV show because it has taught me a lot of lessons about leadership and responsibility as the table topics master gave me the topic. And the first and foremost and the most important lesson that I've ever learned in my entire life is that when you are a leader, keeping aside the politics, but when you are a leader and your team succeeds, you'll see that often the best leaders are someone who just give the entire credit to their team. And when their team fails, they'll be someone who will take the entire blame on yourself, right? So being leader is being the first citizen of your responsibility, of your role, and just taking the credit of all of your failures and giving credit to your members for all of the laurels.
Love how Toastmaster Noel comes with a great insight in stories and that he actually faced and saw in his life. All right, who wants to volunteer from the online? Sorry? Okay, so Gopal Janeja, are you there?
Yes.
Okay. So your question is, have you ever taken responsibility for something that wasn't entirely your fault? Have you ever taken responsibility for something that wasn't entirely your fault?
Thank you so much. When we talk about the leadership, it comes with the responsibility. In our life, specifically in the professional life, there are certain scenarios where you have to take the responsibility of losing things. As just earlier table topic speaker mentioned that as a leader, we have to accept the failure. Whatever the fault or whoever is there in the fold. And the same has happened in my career as well. And my team, I am the head of design in the Samsung, where I'm leading a team of designer. And when we say the design, then there will be so many people who will be saying negative about the design, which is quite okay because sometimes it becomes subjective. And there are people in the management who will definitely say that it should be like this or it should be like that. And it has happened with my team members. And whenever the failure comes up, the responsibility of a leader is to take that failure. It's not about the member who is doing that work. That is what I would say, that as a leader, one has to take the ownership of the failure, responsibility, whether you are at fault or not. One has to take the responsibility. Thank you, and over to you.
Thank you so much, Gopal. So the second speaker I want to invite is Shivayan Chakrabarti, Toastmaster Shivayan Chakrabarti. Can you do a mic check?
Yes, am I audible?
Yes. So your question is, how can leaders create a culture of accountability? I repeat, how can leaders create a culture of accountability? Over to you, Toastmaster.
The price of greatness is responsibility. Those were the words by Winston Churchill. And it raises a very important question, if you ask me. If responsibility is the price of greatness, how do leaders ensure people actually pay it? If you ask me a few years ago, when I took my first leadership role in Toastmasters, I made a mistake many new leaders make. I thought accountability came from constant reminders. So I sent messages, I called people, followed up on tasks, and I checked in constantly. And you know what? It didn't work. Then I realized something. People are not accountable because leaders chase them. People become accountable because they feel ownership. as a vice president education, I found that members became far more committed when expectations were lucid, roles were clearly defined, and they understood why their contributions mattered. And the moment people started feeling like they were part of a larger mission rather than simply completing a task, accountability stops feeling as something which is imposed upon you. Rather, it becomes something which is much more voluntary. So, how can leaders create accountability? To put it simply, not through pressure, not through fear, but through clarity, ownership, and most importantly, trust your team. Thank you, and back to the table topic, Master.
Great pick, Toastmasters Bayan. So I'm going to invite the guest of our today's meeting, Toastmaster Ayush. Guest Ayush, Toastmaster Ayush. So, if taking responsibility could damage your reputation, would you still do it? If taking responsibility could damage your reputation, would you still do it?
I think I will still do it. I'll tell you a story of four friends who happened to travel to this is a place called Yarkot in down south. And that's when those four guys were sitting on the platform waiting for the train to come. And then the train comes. If you've ever noticed, right? So whenever the train has to go back and forth between two destinations, let's say 12451, 12452. I read it. I thought that this is the one that we are supposed to get into, right? And it was a whole, the college days moment when we all got up, and I'm like, guys, that's our train. We have to catch up. We have to go to that particular platform and get our seats right. 4 hours into our journey, and we were thinking that why haven't we reached the place where we were supposed to reach? Then I just asked the fellow member in the train that, hi, when are we reaching so and so destination? And that's when we got that the train we were supposed to get in has already reached to its destination. And instead of reaching Chennai, we've reached Kerala. Now the funny part is that like this is the something similar was given to me back when my Toastmasters days were happening in college. I owned up to this so-called humorous, fun mistake and ended up winning table topic best speaker for the table topic. So yeah, that's it.
Great story, Toastmaster Ayush. So that was my time. I would like to go to Toastmaster.
Let me share the voting. Just give me 30 seconds. I was so lost in the story that I forgot to type. I've shared the voting for best table topic speakers.
Just like prepared speeches, this is also a bit challenging.
Because one of the Toastmasters always a Toastmasters, everyone just nailed it. Thank you. Now, before going to the final section on the evaluation, I would call Toastmaster Risal, who is the VP Ed of Invictus Toastmasters, to share the roles and responsibilities of VP Ed. Toastmaster Risal, stage is yours.
Thank you. Now, just like each role of the EC is extremely crucial, so is the Vice President Education. The Vice President Education is responsible for planning, organizing, and directing a club program which meets the educational needs of each individual member. So you are fully responsible for the success in terms of the educational success of each member. Now, the main responsibility includes facilitating and preparation of meeting agenda, planning in advance the members' educational goals and making sure that they are met. You are also responsible for being the base camp manager. In the base camp manager, you actively track the goals they are at, what project they are in. If you find that a member progress has been stalled for a while, then you always have to check in with them. What is not working well? What is working well? And also plan and schedule the speeches and lay out a schedule tracker for the role requisition and also for the speech slots, and constantly make sure that there is equitable slot that has been provided to everyone who wants to give a speech, and also be a club mentor as well. Now, the qualities that you need to have besides good organization and leadership skills for this position is that you need to know conflict resolution as well, and that is there are competing requests from the members who want a particular role on a particular day. And I remember there was a time where there were too many requests, and it is difficult to be equitable, and you have to be accountable to each member. So if you're not able to accommodate maybe this particular week, but you make sure that they are getting that chance some other time, and their requests are and their needs are adhered to. Time management, and also that commitment that you need to show that the success of each of the member is also your success, and then in the process your growth and learning is attached to each member's growth and learning, and you also get acquainted fully with the content of the Toastmaster, the levels, the projects, the pathways. I think it's a great opportunity, and you work very closely with the president, and also you have to coordinate very closely with each member, each EC member. Besides, you will also have to, orient new members. So when new members are joining, you coordinate with the VP membership, and then you make sure that the new members have a walkthrough of the whole base camp and of the whole dashboard, explaining materials and procedures, being a mentor and connecting the members with mentors, and arranging an induction ceremony. So all in all, it's a great opportunity, and I would encourage you to take up this role. And this is a very great responsibility, a good commitment, and also a great opportunity to hone your leadership skills. And I have learned so much. And yeah, thank you very much. I'm in this term, which the term is ending very soon. And I have learned a lot, and I've also known each member on a personal level. It gave me a chance to know each member closely. Thank you.
Thank you, Toastmaster Hassan. And let's go for the second last role, that is VPPR. So our VPPR is Toastmaster Deepak. Toastmaster Deepak, could you share your roles and responsibilities as VPPR?
Cool. Thank you, Toastmaster Sangeeta. So as a VPPR, you are owning the responsibility of connecting your club as a whole with the members as well as externally. I see this as a role of a chief storyteller because you are telling the story of the members, their successes, the story of the club, and so that the members in the club feel positive as well as the new members, the potential prospective members are attracted to the club. And how do we do that? So by creating summary videos, the reels that we post on social media, we create. So when I say we, I have a PR team. So I ensured as a leader, I coach other people to become future leaders. So we have a PR team who works together to tell the story of our club to the world. We also run campaigns to promote learning among the members. So we have an initiative on coffee bean where we share leadership stories, and also training Tuesdays where we share the world class speeches from which we can learn, the world champion speeches, the key takeaways from which we learn. So managing the social media, telling the club story, and building a brand of the club so that people in the club feel proud to be part of it and people outside the club are attracted to it. So if you are wanting to hone the skills of telling storytelling, working with a group of people who are innovative, creative, and willing to make a difference in life of others, I think this is a wonderful opportunity. And it's called VPPR, Vice President Public Relationship. In my mind, it's the chief storyteller. So if you want to be working on your storytelling skills, which will help you not only within Toastmasters but externally in your personal and professional life, this is the role. Go for it, and it will help you uh, build those skills which will help you tell good stories at your workplace, in your personal life, and yeah, succeed in your life. If you have any questions, you can reach out to me later on, but I personally have enjoyed a lot. Started last year when the VPPR then needed a associate VPPR, and then I took the role of this whole full time VPPR in the current term. So I enjoyed it a lot. So back to you, Toastmaster Sangeeta.
Master D. And let's call our general evaluator who would be sharing the details for the evaluation section. Don't Master Yuvraj. Yes.
So I'm back with my report. But before presenting my report, firstly, I would like to call the first evaluator of the first prepared speaker, that is Toastmaster Paras.
Thank you, Toastmaster. Ken Blanchard once said, feedback is the breakfast of champions. In my role as an evaluator, I would be not only presenting the great strengths, I would just highlight some point of recommendations that we can further improve in our upcoming speeches. So let me present with that spirit, let me present my report. What a speech it was, a mesmerizing and a lucid speech. Leading without a title. So it was a very well structured speech. She directly hit the nail on the head right in the beginning when she covered the objective and told the audience about her leadership style. That was a democratic style. She also shared a personal anecdote in the beginning that gave a direct hook with the audience, and that made audience continuously focus till the end. She delivered the speech with a good pace and a proper voice modulation. Some sort of suggestions that I would like to call out is basically the eye contact with the online audience was missing. So maybe she can work a little better on working with the online audience. The next thing I would like to highlight is some of the role plays. So in her speech, there was conversation between her and the professor, and there was another conversation between the policeman and herself. So that could have been, properly interacted or enacted in a better way. Like when policeman said that you found the case, so that could have been shown up with some excitement in that speech. Also, some sort of like turning points when the professor passed away. Right? So that could have been more dramatic, like taking some strategic pauses and playing with your voice pitch. That could have added to your speech. Overall, the speech was very well delivered and confidently delivered. You used stage at the best possible way. Your presence on the stage was also very strong. So I would like to, wish you all the best for your future speeches. Thanks a lot.
Thank you, Toastmaster Paras, for presenting your evaluation report. Now I would like to call the next second evaluator or second speaker, it's Toastmaster Sharon.
Hello, friends. What a lucid speech once again. Thank you, Toastmaster Isar. Delhi, I did not choose Delhi. Delhi chose me again and again. Wow, wonderful. Delhi loves you, Toastmaster Isar, and Toastmaster loves you also. So, first of all, I would like to congratulate you on delivering a very lucid and wonderful speech. And before evaluating a speech, I often observe three things, very important things: how a speaker presents themselves, and how the speaker opens the speech, and how effectively the message is delivered. And Toastmaster Rizal did all three things beautifully, lucidly. Congratulations on that. And the title is It's Complicated. And I wondered what is exactly complicated. But beautiful surprise is that the speech delivered in such a lucid and simple manner that everything felt resonant. One of our speaker's strength is her confidence and lucid communication. Even in an online setting, she presented herself as a confident, clear, and engaging. Another strength of our speaker's speech is the eloquent delivery and command over language. Speech felt warm, conversational, and easy to connect. And TM Visal truly hit the nail on the head when lucidly she explaining her love-hate relationship with Delhi by metaphorically explaining about paneer to people, soya chap to maida chap, and game of hopscotch to water from balcony. And one sentence touched me a lot. She said, "I am grateful for the learning here, learning experience in Delhi. I really love that." Now coming to one gentle observation. Since this was a project of delivering social speech, and the four questions I have observed very beautifully, and she passed that all four questions. What were the questions? Was the speech warm and audience friendly? So yes, from us. Did it feel conversational? So yes. And was there an emotional connection with the audience? So absolutely yes. And was tone suitable for social speech? Absolutely yes. So, but perhaps one suggestion I can for everyone I can say that learning for all speakers, whenever possible, delivering speeches in person, especially in social delivering speech, it made a stronger connection with the audience. So we try to come in person if this type of speech in the project of this part. Finally, I would like to congratulate once again Toastmaster Desal. Toastmaster Desal, we love you all. Thank you so much.
Thank you, Toastmaster Sharon, for presenting your evaluation report. Now, I would like to call the last evaluator of the third prepared speaker, that is Toastmaster Deepak.
Thank you, Toastmaster Yuvraj. Power of being heard. So our speaker today, Toastmaster Shraddha, she taught us the power of being heard. The nuances of how a father fills up the fridge with mango or a friend comes up with the chocolate was so beautifully delivered in the speech. And the power of being heard was clearly demonstrated through her stories. What I loved about the speech was her story of how she mentored a junior at her workplace who got to experience her leadership style of being empathetic as well as assertive. Now, that's the power of being a good leader. You have to balance both the positives and the constructive area. Now, the objective of the speech was discovering your communication style. Now, there are 4 communication styles as per Toastmasters International: direct, initiative, supportive, and analytical. What I could see from the speech was it was focused more on supportive and being direct. I would have loved if the speaker could have elaborated on the communication style that would have made the speaker achieve the objective of the speech. She focused more on the leadership aspect of it, although the objective was communication. So, this is my advice for the speaker to focus on the objective of the speech. Maybe next time she can reattempt this speech focusing on the communication aspect. There is a reason why Pathways program has each speech has a particular objective, so you can focus your energies on achieving those object, and in that objective and in that process you learn more. I'm sure she has delivered or heard other members deliver this similar type of speech in the past. So focusing on the objective is my primary suggestion for her. But I really loved how she demonstrated the stories on her leadership, and she asked us to close and imagine at the start as well. The delivery was perfect. And one more thing I would like to call out is that the usage of grammar, which I will lead to the grammarian, but I love the pinch of salt of assertiveness and the empathetic uh, behavior of leader. So well done, Toastmaster Shraddha. Just focus on the objective and you will achieve the next level of the speech. All the best, and back to you, Toastmaster Yuvraj.
Thank you, Toastmaster Deepak, for presenting your evaluation report. Now it's time for my ox role players. Oh, sorry. So it's a request to the members, online and offline, just to vote for the best evaluator as it's in the guest group, and the time will be only 30 seconds. Members, the time is over, and I hope you have voted for the best evaluator. So, I would like to call my spy team, that is my ox role players, updated ox role players. Firstly, the R counter of today's meeting, that is Toastmaster Subodh.
Hi everyone. All are flawless and all speech are good, but very less time used filling words and repetitive words. Here is the report. Sangeeta, repeat one time. Shraddha, use two times and repeat two times. And Johnny two times Sirin used two times repeat words. And Tanis one time and myself used four times. And Bhavani used two times. Paras repeat one time, repeat words, and rest are impeccable and all are good. Thank you so much. Thank you.
Thank you, Toastmasters Support, for presenting the report. Now, I would like to call the grammarian of today's meeting, that is Toastmaster Rajendra.
I want to congratulate all the lucid speakers for hitting nail on the head with their speeches. Now, before I begin my report, I would like to apologize if I miss anyone who used the word and idiom of the day. But also, I would like to congratulate Toastmaster Shireen. She used word of the day 8 times and the idiom of the day twice. So please do clap for her. And this shows her hunger for growth. And we should learn this thing from her. And then Paras here, Toastmaster Paras used twice the word of the day, idiom of the day once. And Shubayan Chakrabarti, guest Shubayan Chakrabarti used the word of the day once. And now there was some good use of words and phrases like self-sabotage, which means self-defeating, purely circumstantial. And I would like to mention this beautiful sentence used by Toastmaster Rizal in form of humor. Everything was fake, funny to people. I really loved it. And anecdote, which means short, interesting story about a real person, multitude of jobs in large number. Proclaim means to announce. Instrumental means crucial. Metaphorically means symbolically. Reveling means feeling due respect. And then there was the use of idiom, pinch of salt, and very good phrases and idioms like best leaders give credit to their team, and if something does go wrong, they take blame on themselves. And the price of greatness is responsibility. People become accountable when they take ownership. Feedback is the breakfast of championing. Now, there were few incorrect use of grammar, like time is the money. We can say time is money. And there is two time used repeats word. It means repeat it twice. Okay. So that's all from my side. Thank you.
Thanks, Toastmaster Rajendra, for presenting the report. Now, before calling the listener, so it's a request to those members who have not voted for the best evaluator, and it's a request to them kindly vote for the best evaluator. Time will be 30 seconds. I hope the members have voted for the best evaluator, those who have not voted earlier. Toastmaster Sangeeta, I hope you have got a majority. Thank you. Now I would like to call the listener of today's meeting, that is Toastmaster Namra.
Thank you so much, Toastmaster Yuvraj. Now it's time to test your listening skills. Today's question are brought to you by Paying Attention Private Limited. The company slogan is, because pretending to listen is no longer enough. So let's start the questions. What is the highest recognition achieved by Invictus Club after becoming the first club to complete all 10 DCP goals in October?
Medley.
Sorry, I can't hear. Please come on the stage and then answer.
Toastmaster Yuvraj will say, so Smedley.
Yes. Amazing. Next question. Our Toastmaster Subhayan is from District 98 and currently serves in 2 leadership roles. What are those roles? Online members?
President and area director.
Yes, amazing, Risa. Great answer. Toastmaster Shireen taught us the acronym CARE, C-A-R-E. Now let's see who actually cared enough to remember it. What does the letter R stands for in CARE? Offline members, you can answer.
Responsibility.
Yes. Please come on the stage. I can't see you.
It's responsibility. Right?
Responsibility for the club. Amazing. Toastmaster, yeah. Disal relationship status with Delhi was. It's complicated. So tell me, who made the first move, Risal or Delhi? Online members, offline members, anyone can answer. Risal
Actually, I don't
relationship.
know myself. I don't know myself.
Rizal made the first move.
Yes, absolutely. Before we all start worrying about taxes, who was mentioned as the previous treasurer of the club, offline members? Okay, Aman. Toastmaster Aman, you can go.
Toastmaster Naveen, it was the previous
No.
treasurer, right?
Yes, treasurer of the
Tushit.
club.
Tushit.
Yes, Toastmaster Tushit.
Okay.
Amazing. You all have given me all the answers of the questions. Thank you so much, and back to the journal evaluator.
Thank you, Toastmaster Namra, for presenting the report. Now, I would like to call the timer of today's meeting. That is Toastmaster Johnny.
First of all, I came today on time, very first time doing the consultation. So meeting started on time, 11:30, 11:30, and opening remarks from Toastmaster Shri completed 5 minutes 20 seconds. Toastmaster Sangeeta for opening remarks, introduction of host, and role in responsibility extension, 70 minutes 20 seconds. Toastmaster Shri Risa, 4 minutes. Toastmaster Yuvraj for introduction as a G, 8 minutes 40 seconds. Explaining role and responsibility, Toastmaster Aman, 2 minutes 10 seconds. Toastmaster Shraddha, 3 minutes 30 seconds. Toastmaster Sangeeta, 3 minutes 10 seconds. Toastmaster Rizal, 3 minutes 30 minutes. Sorry, 3 minutes 30 seconds. Toastmaster Deepak, 2 minutes 55 seconds. For table topic speakers, Toastmaster Anmol, 2 minutes 30 seconds. Guest Gopal, 1 minute 53 seconds. Guest Shubham, 1 minute 52 seconds. Guest Ayush, 1 minute 40 seconds. For evaluation, Toastmaster Paras, introduction 1 minute 20 seconds and evaluation 2 minutes 16 seconds. Toastmaster Shirin, introduction 1 minute, evaluation 3 minutes 12 seconds. Toastmaster Deepak, introduction 1 minute 10 seconds, evaluation 3 minutes 24 seconds. For prepared speeches, Toastmaster Bhavani, 7 minutes 50 seconds. Toastmaster Risal, 5 minutes 18 seconds. Toastmaster Shraddha, 5 minutes 35 seconds. Offshore player, Toastmaster Subodh, 1 minute. Toastmaster Rajinder, 1 minute 42 seconds. Toastmaster Namra, 3 minutes. And Toastmaster Jolly, 1 minute 58 seconds.
Thank you, Toastmaster Johnny, for presenting the report. But before presenting my report, votes for the best Ox Road players are in the guest group. and it's a request to the members, offline and online, to vote for it. And time, as already mentioned, it will be 30 seconds. So once we get the majority, then I will present my report. Members, the time is over. I hope everyone has voted for the best Ox role players. Now it's my time to present my report. The meeting started on time. The room was set up properly. Our staff asked the questions. Core values were mentioned. Vision was also mentioned. Recommendation: eye contact with the online audience. And one more recommendation: very good approach in listening. When I was shocked at what happened. I would like to tell you something which can change your mind, is that if you want to ask any question, you can also listen. What's the next rule? So, speaker and member don't be scared. So, everything was great. You mentioned the mission rules. Now, the next is presiding officer. Mention the club achievements as she already mentioned. At oration, we received a district president distinguished club, and now we have received a medley club. So now EC will give the party of the achievements, and we deserve it because it's the hard work of the EC members and our online and offline members to make the club at the top to strike the goal. So kudos to everyone. Recommendation is that when the red card is shown, just try to keep the meeting. Just try to keep it brief and crisp. And as the objective is to maintain with the agenda and maintain with the flow and the consistency. The guest introduction was there. It was great. So no more recommendation of presiding officer. Our counter. Role explained very well. You were audible clear. Role was also presented, report presented very well. Recommendation: eye contact with the online audience. What I feel is that if you maintain the eye contact with them, they will feel that they are also the part of this meeting to make them feel engaged. And second recommendation is how to overcome the filler words. That the members can work on them so that they can take care of their mistakes for the next time or for the next meeting. So giving recommendations to them will help them in their personal growth and development. Grammarian started with a quote. A role explained very well. Idiom was mentioned. Word of the day was mentioned. Report delivered very well. It was crisp and clear. Now it's time for the listening. Explain the role very well. Questions were very interesting as audience was also listening to you and they also answered the question well. So it seems that our audience members are active also and they have active listening skills also. Now, timer. You mentioned a quote. The cards are visible, audible, and clear. Presented the report very well. Recommendations. The cards are visible as there are also online members. Just to make sure the card is also visible to the online members also. And as there is also a grace period of 30 seconds, that for more than 2 minutes, 30 seconds, if the speaker speaks for more than 2 minutes, 30 seconds, then he or she will be disqualified as giving the example. So there is also a grace period 30 seconds in speeches, table topics, and evaluations. And one more recommendation is that while you were just sitting there, you don't need to just come here to show the cards as we have two laptops and this from while sitting here, you can also show the card. And oh, it's not book. I don't know. So next case, that if the laptop is working, just don't need to just to come here. So everything was great. Your cards were visible, and just try not to show the card directly at the face. Just show away from the face, that they can feel like they will see the cards. And at the time of red card, just keep it for a long time, because we can only make them alert that we need to hand over the stage to another member, another role player. So no more recommendations, as it was a great report. Now I will club the evaluators. All the evaluators mentioned their level, project. Their tone was encouraging. CRC approach was used, and I feel it was not any offensive to any member, any speaker. So kudos to them by presenting their report. Now, table topic master. What I feel that table topic master, the topics were great, but recommendation is that the table topic master is when he came, and when a table topic master came, firstly he should explain what is table topics. Why is table topics important? Because to develop impromptu skills. As what I feel is that there are guests in the meeting who don't know about table topics, but just coming on the stage and giving a topic, sometimes the guests will feel that what they will not get aware about a table topic. So recommendation for Toastmasters is that when you are presenting any role, just explain what is table topics all about, why it is important, and what is the time duration, so that audience and guests and members can understand about the importance of table topics. And it's the best way to encourage the participation. And another commendation was that the offline member and online members both were considered, as the guests were also given the preference. Kudos to Toastmaster Ganesh. Now, there are some more recommendation and commendation. And there are two types of cell phone was ran in the meeting. So just try to keep it on a mute mode and silent mode, because as mentioned by Saab, always keep a cell phone on the silent mode, because to ensure smooth flow of the meeting. And one more thing which I observed is that when the second evaluator came on the stage, the energy was low, that no one is applauding. So just to keep the meeting more engaging and interesting, this applause for every role player and the member who are just coming on the stage. Because coming on the stage, just like that, you're stepping outside from the comfort zone. And confidence is not about being perfect. It's about stepping on the stage. So for the next time, I would recommend everyone that every speaker and any role player is coming, there's always applause for them, because to make them feel supportive, and they're also a part of this community. To sum up, I would like to say that the meeting was great. We are maintaining the consistency and always ended on time. And I hope that our members and PC will learn from the recommendations and will take care of their mistakes and will move forward, which will help in their personal growth and development. So I am done with my report. Now I would like to hand over the stage to Postmaster Sangeeta. Now she will explain the role of the president. Only that role is left.
And before I go ahead with the responsibilities of the president, the voting lines for the best two role players are already there in the group. Please vote. Toastmaster Johnny, vote time. It's just the host of the team. Thank you, Toastmaster Johnny. We also have got the majority. Now, before I share the roles and responsibilities of the president, let me share when I came for Invictus Toastmasters for the first time. It was last year in the month of April, and I joined from the month of May. And I loved it so much. And everyone asked me to give my name to EC nominations. And I was like, okay, fine. And I nominated myself as president. Fortunately, and scared, I was so scared, I was president because of the votings that I have received from everyone. And I was feeling so scared and nervous. I didn't know what to do, what were the roles and responsibilities, because I remember Shraddha told, read the leadership book, because it was also a very fat book, as mentioned by Toastmaster Johnny personally to me. I thought, let's read it. And I didn't understand a lot. When I became the president, the previous president handed over his job to me, and the roles and responsibilities went for 3 long hours in a phone call. And I was like, okay, yeah, it's easy, I will do it. For the first 3 weeks, I failed terribly because our meetings were supposed to start at 11:30, but it started after 12. And I realized one thing. I am a hyper independent person. I used to think I can do everything on my own. And this platform taught me that I also have a team members who will always support me and push me further. I had a conversation with Toastmaster Deepak, who gave a very amazing anecdote that I will not share because that's my learning. And it is solely for me. It was a personalized learning for me. So everyone would have a different learnings. I learned from him. Then Toastmaster Aman shared certain things that we can change. I also learned that. And day by day, we were improving. By 6 months, we were at that top notch of our performance. And in the next tenure, I was like, finally, I don't want to be the president anymore. And you all nominated me again. And I had this pressure on me given by myself that we needed to make our club to the top, no matter what. Therefore, everyone has a different way of leadership. My leadership is all about a little bit aggressive because we wanted everyone to complete their DCP goals. And if I had to call anyone, even at 11 p.m., I was always available. Ask me help, I would be available. And there have been a lot of times when a certain members were not available and I had to take the job. For example, if treasurer is not there, it's me who will take the job, who will step in always and every single time. In a club leadership training, we learned president as the CEO. And I was like, no, I am not the CEO, it's my team. Because if you do not have a good employee, the leadership fails. And I would want to thank each and every EC members first and members who helped me to get the success of our club. And there is nothing more valuable than that. And thank you again to understand more about the president role, how to step in, because there are conflicts, there are challenges, there are limitations, but the end result is something that you would want to try your hands on. And with that, I would love to end the roles and responsibilities of a president, but I am always available, whether I am the president or not, because trust me, I have given my all to for this role, and I have given my all to the club as well. I remember my mother was in hospital, but I came here because I know there were not many of the EC members available, so I had to take that role. There have also been many times when I had to ask help from any members. For example, if PPPR is online, I have to arrange for someone who also takes the photograph of the day. I asked a lot of people. So be sure you have to step in all the roles that exist, whether or not you are in the role or not. And I want to thank every members for supporting me. And very soon I'm gonna give the appreciation letters to few of the members who helped us reach. For example, one of the most appreciated members in our club is Toastmaster Anu. very soon, by next week, I will be rolling out the leadership letters to individual members who have helped me to support and who helped me to support this club. And now for the results, we were having a lot of ties. Imagine having so many members in attendance and we were having tie. Like 3 speakers, tie between 3 speakers. Evaluators, three evaluator ties. So that's how far we have come along. But after Toastmaster Yuvraj shared, vote everyone, and we did get one extra vote. But rest know that it was a tie. It was just one extra vote that the winner gets. But it is something that I really feel blessed. And for best speaker, it's Toastmaster Risal. Master Risal, you came and you talked so ill about Delhi, and this is what you get from Delhi. Therefore, you have to come to Delhi, not Toastmasters the next week. That's the punishment. More than punishment, it's a love in the form of punishment. Now, for best table topic speakers, it was a tie. Imagine for table topic speakers, we are getting a tie. And one extra vote, it's Toastmaster Anmol. Congratulations. Yeah, could you know? You came and nailed it. Now for the best evaluator, the tie was such when Toastmaster Yuvraj shared, like, vote everyone. Again, it was a tie. Like 3 people voted and it was a tie. And with one extra vote, it's Toastmaster Paras. This shows how charismatic leaders we have. Everyone is getting a tie, and I am just on clouds 9. It's my dwelling place after coming to this club. For best role player, it's Toastmaster Rajendra. And yes, again, it was a tie, but with one extra vote, it's Toastmaster Rajendra. Thank you. The funny thing was, even the tag and L team, that's timer, our counter, and grammarian and listener. Imagine getting a tie with all the 4. I mean, we are unable to decide who is performing the best, and it's just one extra vote. We can save our certificates. Anyway, for the best role player, come on, energy. Toastmaster Yuvraj. Let's not wait any further, but I really want to, because there have been 3 people and we have 3 members, guests who came and didn't get a chance to talk. So could you come here and give us a feedback and introduce yourself as well? Please, run. Get run. My name is you can just give a feedback. How do you like the meeting? You enjoy? This meeting is my first meeting, and I don't know what explain. If you like,
Did you like the meeting? Yes, I like the meeting, but I don't know how is what the process of this how actually it works. But I really want to know about that. Sure. So my elder sister, absolutely. That's why I came and I would just want to introduce like her elder sister is so sweet. She called me in the morning. You know, my younger sister would be joining, and would you help her? I was like, yeah, sure, because I am also an eldest one, and I understand how much we love our younger sister and push further. And amazing, kudos to your elder sister. Her elder sister is also a Toastmaster. I'll also connect with her, and I'll connect with you separately. Thank you. And now we also have two other guests. Could you come here and give us feedback and introduce yourself?
My name is Sumit Bhardwaj, and someone informed to this great form, Toastmaster. I don't know about Toastmaster, and I support my son. Uh, he's studying first year graduation, second year. So, first, this is the platform. I just inform to my son, you just improve yourself, and this is a good platform. I'm really very enjoying. Around 2 hours, I just sitting in the backside, and you are all are amazing. And congratulations to all of you. Thank you.
After the meeting, you would definitely share what Toastmasters is. It's all about public speaking, and I think so it is more about public speaking. It is where leaders are made. It's the motto of Toastmasters, but I feel it makes you a human being first. And that's what I have learned. And I would definitely want to know the feedback, but definitely I'll do it personally because we are out of time. And let's go for our ritual. Our ritual is all about clicking pictures at this moment. So we have only one laptop that's working with the camera. So I think so. Give me suggestions how we can make this work.
Maybe someone can join from their phone and keep that.
Absolutely. See, that's how I need help. Sometimes I cannot think on my feet. And okay, fine. Half of the members can stand here, and half of the members can join through their phone. If one member can join through their phone, so that you know. Yeah, actually, I think so this would work. This would work. This would work here. Who will take the picture? Oh, okay, from here. Toastmaster Aman, will you take the picture?
Yeah, sure. I can just give me a moment.
No, we can, we can. Come, please come. I'll come a little front.
Already?
Come here. Not already come. You can actually sit half. Now everyone is visible, right? Okay, at the end there is someone who is after Paris. Yeah, you just come in front. Give one. Yeah, come here. Yeah. Yeah, Toastmaster.
Okay. Okay. Everyone ready? Just give me a moment. And here we go. Okay. I have taken one. Just give me a moment. I'll take one more. So that later on, no one is complaining that my eyes were closed or something like that.
We can shout Smedley.
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 Perfect.
Thank you, Toastmaster Amit. With this, we
Thank
can
you,
adjourn
everyone.
we can adjourn.
Thank you. Thank you, everyone.
Thank you, everyone. Cheers.